What's going on, everyone? Thank you guys so much for checking out Behind the Counter this season, and thanks so much for checking out this extra special episode. Now, some of you may already know this, but for those of you who don't know, Gaspars Best was named after my grandfather, Gaspar, who started HB Pharmacy in 1964. Obviously, my father, John, took over the pharmacy since then, and Gaspar passed in 2009. However, our special guest today is Jackie, who is my grandma, and obviously Gaspar's wife. Jackie is 93 years young and still kicking it, and we were actually filming some stuff related to Gaspar and the community and HB Pharmacy and what it was like back in those days. And as Jackie and I were talking, we got into some cool discussions about health and wellness, and I thought, you know what, it would be so cool to hear what she has to say about stress and anxiety like we're talking about this season, and health and wellness from her perspective as someone who's been around literally 93 years and still going strong. So thanks for checking out this episode. Hope you guys enjoy it.
Yeah, what are you, 39 now? Is that right? That's what Gaspar used to always say, right?
Yeah, 39.
39 and holding.
Oh, yeah, right. Well, I'm 93 and a half.
And a half? But who's counting, right?
Right.
So what's the secret to longevity?
Well, I don't let things bother me so much. I make sure that it doesn't, things don't affect me, and then I can't move. I mean, some people just can't work. They're so embedded with pain, with problems, with everything. And you have to rise above it. You have to rise above it, otherwise you're going to get inundated with all this problems. You can't let that take you over. You have to let it roll off your back. You have to let it go. They say ride with the punches, and they're right. You got to ride with the punches. You can't let that suffocate you. No, you can't. You try again. You try something else. If one thing doesn't help you, try something else. But don't give up. Don't give up. Keep trying. Keep trying.
Grandma, what advice do you have for how to deal with that stress and anxiety, or what has helped you deal with that stress and anxiety throughout your life?
Well, I get it to not get things bothering you that much, that they fester in your body, and that you get yourself so upset that you can't think of anything else. You're always thinking about your problem. And so it's better to be distracted. That's one thing I believe in. You have to have distraction. If it's not painting, it's sewing, it's cooking and anything to keep yourself distracted. Anything. It's sewing, cooking, and that's reading, and the newspaper, the television, the radio. You got enough distraction in this life. You never could be bored, really. If you want to be bored, that's your problem, but you don't have to be.
Speaking of ways of dealing with stress and anxiety, how do you feel about alcohol, Grandma?
Oh my, I think alcohol, it shrinks your mind. It shrinks your mind. It's not good.
Not even a little bit?
No, because, well, the doctor says a cup for a woman and 2 cups for a man. Well, not 2 cups, a little, but that's like a cup, whatever, but 2 cups. But you can't have that too much, then it shrinks your mind, and it's not good for your liver. It's not good for your liver either.
How about my birthday a couple years ago when you had a couple margaritas?
Ah. Oh my God. I didn't know. I was so thirsty. And I didn't know, in the picture they had margaritas in there. Oh, they were delicious. Oh, but I was thirsty, it was warm.
We were all thirsty.
Oh, and when I couldn't get off the chair, I was just, my head was dizzy. And it was, oh my, John helped me going up to my bedroom to go to sleep.
Did.
Oh, I tell you, I couldn't even control myself. It was so much. I was out of control. So you gotta watch yourself when you have liquor. You can't have too much of it. Too much of it is very dangerous, especially. Oh, it's a good thing I only did it once.
What should we be eating if we want to live longer like you?
You have to have good food, and not sugar, and not, the desserts. I mean, a little bit is good, but not too much. Then it should be your whole meal. Your whole meal should be a protein, eggs.
Whole meal protein.
Yeah.
We're all gonna be bodybuilders.
Yeah, right. You have to eat. You have to eat your eggs and bread. And rye bread is very good for you because it's not made with white flour. It's made with rye flour. It's good for you. And that's like fish. Fish is very important. Eat lots of vegetables. That's very good for you, as much as you can. That's very good for you. Eat all the vegetables you can. You have to have calcium. You have to take vitamins. You have to take vitamins in your life, omega-3 and CoQ10. I mean, all that, and calcium. That's important to keep your bones strong.
Grandma, you mentioned cutting down on sugar, and I will give you this. You had some very, very creative, albeit not always the most tasty, ways of cutting down on sugar over the years. What did you used to do over the holidays with the pie crusts and the orange rinds?
Yeah, I would get an orange, and I get it take the rind and grate it, and put that in the pie crust
So
to
you
give
would
it
put the
flavor.
whole orange rind.
No, the rind, just grate it with a with a cheese grater, and then you grate that, and put it in the pie crust.
And that was to do what?
Well, to give the apples flavor, to give
And
it.
to cut down on sugar?
Yeah, we cut down on sugar. You put cinnamon and nutmeg, and
orange rinds.
And orange rinds. You put that in there.
Did it taste good?
Oh, of course it does. It gives you another flavor. You could put that lemon flavor too if you want a lemon.
Those were some very heavy orange rind pie
Yeah,
crusts.
sure. Right. And they give you a very good flavor. Yeah, it would give you.
Debatable.
It does. You'd be surprised. You taste it. You taste it.
You certainly do taste it,
Yeah,
yes.
you taste it.
What were Gaspar's values and his legacy that he left at HB Pharmacy, and how did he treat his patients?
I always like to talk about Gaspar.
You like to talk about Gaspar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a good boy. Somebody would call him up for medication, and he would close the store and go bring the medication to them. I mean, especially if it was concerning the baby, he would worry about this woman. She's, needs the medication for her child. And he would say, "Don't worry, I'm coming. I'm bringing you the medication." And that's what he would do. He was always very helpful. He was very helpful. He put himself in his place. He would say, "How would I feel?" And so he was very thoughtful. He's very kind. He was very kind. Oh my God, he couldn't be more dedicated. He couldn't be more interested. This is like a family. It was a family to him. If somebody came in with a problem, he'd be a psychiatrist. If he needed a doctor, he would be a doctor. Whatever they came in with, he would be there for them with any problem. And so they loved him. They loved him.
What is it like seeing me and all of us here at the pharmacy carrying on Gaspar's legacy through Gaspar's Best?
Oh, it's wonderful. And when you were a baby, you were fine.
I'm not fine now, is that what you're saying?
No, you were still fine. You were just a bundle of joy. You come home and you listen to you look at television. You used to like to look at Channel 13. They used to have all these little cars that were Thomas's
Tank engine.
Tank engine, little Thomas, and you would be mystified how the trains would talk to each other.
Well, in my defense, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
right?
I know. It's just a story. I mean, it was a television, It was you know, it was something for the children to look at, you know.
How about in terms of me working here now and working with my dad and continuing Gaspar's legacy?
That's good. That's good. It's good.
What's good?
That's continuing the legacy is right. I think that's perfect. It's perfect. It's not going to waste. It's going to continue. Right.
Don't leave me hanging. There we go.
Right. That's right.
Nice. That was good, Grandma. Thanks.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.